Have you ever heard about Dr. Howard Schumann? He was doctor at Hyde in Northwest British. He chooses only old-age people ranging in age from 47 to 91 and injected them a kind of poison and murdered at least 230 patients. His profile stated about him that he has no remorse for the victim, no empathy for the victims, and no regard for the victims. That's the commonest trait of psychopath. According to the book entitled Without Conscience by Dr. Robert Hare, psychopaths are social predators who charm, manipulate, and ruthlessly plow their way through life, leaving a broad trail of broken hearts, shared expectations without the slightest sense of guilt or regret. In my country, Korea, last year, one person named Kang killed 10 women. Of course, he was sentenced to death, but there comes a website where people support and respect him. Kang and those people were diagnosed as psychopaths, but many people were very surprised that there are a lot of psychopaths in the world, even though they look like normal people. So, world becomes dangerous, so we should know more about psychopaths and how to recognize them. From now, I'll tell you some characteristics of psychopaths. According to a psychiatrist, Herbert Cleckley, in his book named Mask of Sanity, there is a series of characteristics commonly found in psychopaths. The first factor is about the personality trait of a psychopath. They are ruthless, manipulative, and often charming. Also, they have no conscience. They are inclined to blame others, including their victims, for their bad behaviors and their problems. The second factor is about the behavioral trait of psychopath. They can lie easily, and because they cannot feel anxious while doing so many people can just pass the lie detector test. Psychopaths take extreme physical and psychological risks due to their exaggerated need for their excitement. But many people confuse the terms psychotic and psychopathic. Unlike psychotics, psychopaths are not crazy. They exactly know what they're doing and the potential consequences. Also, they can think rationally. But not every psychopath becomes a serial killer or major criminal. When their psychopathic trait combined with their greed of power or wealthy, it becomes more serious. Dr. Nisimura at Keio Medical College called them snakes in suits. A story of car manufacturer Ford shows the case of a white-collar psychopath. In September 1970, the motor company Ford introduced its Pinto model. During 7 years, a number of accidents were happened because of the defect. The engineers of Ford discovered it in pre-production testing, but the assembly line was already tooled, so Ford just decided to go ahead without modification. As a result of that decision, you might cannot believe that at least 500 people burned to death all around the world. There is one paper about that decision. In the paper, there are two kinds of costs calculated ruthlessly. The first cost is about the cost of recalling their cars, which is $121 million, and the other one is the cost of potential payout to victims, which is $50 million. As you can see, their conclusion is just let them burn, and that's it. And according to the Stanford's graduate school study named Emotions Can Negatively Impact Investment Decisions, psychopaths cannot feel emotion like fear, so they are well suited in executive decisions. Then, why psychopaths are that much different from us? We can know that by using a scan that shows up of brain activity. When showing pictures of face with different emotions to both psychopaths and health volunteers, psychopaths cannot distinguish emotions. Except brain problem, there are lots of theories about cause of the psychopath, but there is no treatment for psychopath. There is just a management to them, and the more serious problem is the fact that psychopaths are not crazy, so they can think logically and they can even use treatment. The psychopaths are different from us at the very first time, when they are born, so all we can do is just try to recognize them and be careful of them. So whenever the stranger asks you to go out or something like that. You should be careful. The world is so dangerous these days.